everybody. So this conversation is going to be a little bit different this time. It's going to be about depression. I'm not an expert. I think I know a little bit about it. And so let's just have a conversation. See if the tips that I give you are helpful. Maybe you have some suggestions. There's quite a few people that look at this information, and I know it's very real. So stay tuned to hear what I say about what we can do with some of these depressing feelings that we are experiencing. Okay, see you in a bit. Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes with Carla Lewis, where I help you help yourself in organizing your life. Well, I'm back in this blue room because, well, why not? The things that I had to do that I was unmotivated with a couple weeks ago, I was able to accomplish, and the outcome was beneficial. So I'm very excited about that news. Yeah, I'm excited about that news, but there's always so much more. A lot of it has to do with this time of the year, as far as the weather, and that, it's really not, it's kind of gloomy. Nobody really wants to go outside, that kind of a thing. A lot of pressure about shopping, making sure that we get those things for our loved ones when our loved ones really don't care what it is that we buy them. Children, yes, they want to receive certain things because they don't know any better. But us as adults, we don't care. We do not care. We're happy to maybe have time with that person. And lately I've been looking at Facebook, and it's been catching my attention that a lot of my friends and my coworkers and people that I don't even know are posting stuff about depression and suicide. And it makes me think that it is real. It is more real than what I can even imagine. We sit there and we see these people, and we see them with smiles on our faces, or just in good spirits, and we think everything with their life is just perfect. We don't have any idea what is going on behind the walls of their home or their minds. It was interesting because when you come together at events, you're sitting at the table, everybody's sharing food, enjoying themselves, and there's a great conversation. But you know those TV shows where you see 30 minutes before or an hour before what was happening? Actually, I experienced that with my own Thanksgiving. 30 minutes before, there was so much going on. Everybody that came to the table had some, not necessarily traumatic thing happening, something that just kept them from getting up in the morning, getting dressed, getting in the car, and going over to my parents for Thanksgiving. But yet we're all sitting at the table looking like there's not a care in the world, knowing that that person is thinking something, that person over there is thinking something, I'm thinking something, the person next to me is thinking something. My parents could be going through something, but we all put on this, it's not even a facade. I think what it is that we in that moment want to enjoy ourselves. So we put aside everything that's going on just so that we can enjoy ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. The unfortunate thing is that when we're done enjoying ourselves and everybody's eaten and we've had dessert, maybe a couple drinks, conversation, what my mom would always call sparkling dinner conversation. When all that is said and done and we all go our own ways, we have to pick up what it is that stressed us out 30 minutes, an hour before we all got together and were able to enjoy the day. Like I said, full disclaimer, I'm not medical whatsoever in the sense of giving medical advice or depression advice or anything like that. There are some things that I do that help me to not think about the really stressful things going on in my life. Things that maybe some I can do something about, but some I just can't. First off, I always my recommendation is on this, that you do go to your doctor, especially depending upon how severe the situation is, that you do go to your doctor and get their advice. They're trained professionals, and see what it is that they suggest. And if they do something as far as suggesting, medicine or whatever, you have to weigh your odds as far as how you feel about that situation. Sometimes you can take medicine for a short period of time. That's what it's designed to do. You can maybe not need to take the medicine, but you gotta treat the problem. The second suggestion that I have that I have done, I have taken the medicine long ago. I was left with 2 children and had to figure it all out. It's like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do with these bills? I was the sole supporter of my children. Did I take a little crumb of a medicine? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. That did not mean I was crazy. You're not crazy. That just helped me to get to the next step of what do I need to do with a clear mind. Again, no medical advice am I giving you on this. I'm giving you suggestions so that you don't feel like there isn't any hope. There is hope. There's lots of hope. The other thing is that always having that strong family support system is important. Don't wait until you're at the point of no return, though. Let people know along the way so that they can encourage you, that they can show you that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I remember one time I was looking at my bills and I was just over it. I was like, I'm broke and I don't know how I'm paying PG&E. I don't know how I'm paying I don't even know if I had a cell phone at that time. I don't know how I'm paying cable. I don't know how I'm paying rent. Everything was on an IOU, a promise. There was this person that came along and they looked at my bills and they said, well, have you called anybody? No, I haven't called anybody. I'm just over it. I don't know what to do. There is no easy fix. And this person encouraged me to call somebody. You call the PG&E people, call all the bill places, and go and have a conversation to the place where I needed to pay my rent to. And I did that. I was so in my head. I was so caught up that I couldn't see that there was a solution, and a pretty easy solution. Communication. I always say communication is so important. If you communicate, you can get so much further with accomplishing something than without communicating. And sometimes you just have to ask. Sometimes it's just about talking to somebody. They may not be in your situation, so they're able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, the trees through the forest, however you want to say it. They're able to give you some insight. It's when you're buried in your own stuff that it's so hard to even comprehend how you're going to fix the problem. The other thing too is that anytime I have a problem or a situation, or I'm inquisitive about something that I don't know about, I have a coworker that I go to, and we don't hang out on the weekends. We don't call each other on the phone. We don't, we say hi to each other in passing in the hall. I go and talk to her about so much stuff. Number one, she is a trained professional, so she does have the education to kind of give me insight as far as what a solution could be for the problem. And I always feel so relieved when I talk to her because she doesn't judge me. She's probably heard it all. So when I go and I talk to her, again, she helps me to uncloud my mind. She shows me how it's a positive thing, or even if it's not necessarily a positive thing, it's not so negative. Something good can come out of it. That is extremely helpful to me because I am somebody who is so strong. I am so strong yet so tired all at the same time. That's an ugly combination. It's a real combination. You cannot always be strong 24/7. Strong with this, strong with that. Just taking blow after blow and you're still standing and strong. No, sometimes you have to rely on somebody else. Sometimes you have to be tired. Sometimes you just want to give your stuff to somebody else and say, just, what do they say? Jesus, take the wheel. I mean, really, you can't always be the person that does everything, every time, all the time. Sometimes you have to release some of that onto someone else or something else, whether it's another person, or it's in prayer, or it's in therapy, or it's however it is that you do it. I just want to send out that message today, because I keep seeing, if you're listening, repost this. Suicide's real. Depression's real. It is very real. There are some treatments for it. And you're not weak if you want to embrace one of those treatments. That does not mean you're weak. They say, what do they say about insanity? Once you know that you're crazy, then you can start healing. Well, that's true. If you can identify you're depressed and you're not denying it, now you can start the healing process. You don't have to sit there and be like, well, my family doesn't believe in depression, or, being suicidal, or any of the above. We're in a new day and time. There's a lot going on. It's not what things were long ago. It's what we are experiencing now. And honestly, I would rather have my loved one here today instead of wishing that they had talked to me, or that I could have done something for them. This is a deep conversation. A lot of people are going through this, especially with the holidays. And I just hope that this message helps you, even if it's not about you, that you can pass it on to somebody it can help. And I would love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear the support that you have for people that are going through this. My fan base is small, but I am still hoping that this does get to, I don't care if it gets to 100 people. I want it to get to the right 5 people. If this message can get to the 5 people that are affected by it, and it can help them, then I don't care if I have 1 million views. That's irrelevant. It's all about helping you so you can help yourself. And with that being said, if you have any questions for me, please, put them in the comments. Thank you. I hope everybody has a great holiday. If I don't talk to you, I just wanted to say thank you for tuning in to 5 Minutes with Carla Lewis, where I help you help yourself in organizing your life. Take care, everybody. Until next time. Bye.